Okay, welcome back everyone to another special episode of Yoda's Hut. This is the Star Wars LCG Online Tourney. This is the top cut match semifinals between myself, I'm on the right, against Mitch 2480 from the boards. He's on the left on your screen. And once again, I'm joined for commentary by Derek. Hey Derek, how's it going?
Doing all right?
All right, so Mitch and I were both able to successfully navigate our first top cut matches. I beat Med Freeman and Mitch, if I remember. I'm trying to remember who he actually played in the top cut round. So forgive me because I'm drawing a blank right now. so, in this first game, Mitch chose to play light side because he was the higher seed. I told him he should go ahead and pick. He's playing a smuggler affiliation deck that has two bucket of bolts, two secret weapons, two resistance and rebellion, and then two May the Force Be With You and two Secret of Shantypole. And I was playing a Navy deck. I've got two Tarkin Doctrine, two Might of the Empire, two Enforced Loyalty, one Endor Entrapment, one Entrenched Defense, one Imperial Blockade, and one Inexorable Destruction. It looks like we're off and running already here. I think
Yeah.
looks like I started with Enforced Loyalty, Inexorable Destruction, Entrenched Defense. Uh, just played Mythal, and I think Mitch started with Secret Weapons and two Secret of Shantypole, and I was sitting there trying to figure out what the heck he was doing. I was thinking he was on vehicles
hmm
at this point. That he was just playing some janky deck, and there he just went and played Yoda. You seek Yoda. I'm like, what? What the heck is that? So the dial will go to 2 here after I had committed Mythal to the Force. And
Yeah, I
I,
give Mitch I give Mitch credit. He comes up with some creative decks, and he usually does pretty good with them too.
yeah, he really was making me think here. I mean, Shantypole's blank. But it's got all the resources. You know, it's a two resource 5 health. But Secret Weapons has that ability that while it's undamaged, like your vehicles can't be targeted or something like that. It's just like what?
hmm
So
Yeah, it
oh,
actually prevents stuff like blanking from Tarkin. So
right.
yeah, I had to deal with that in a regional a year ago, and it kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it. Also, I had Tarkin out, and my opponent had both copies of that. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't do anything with this guy, can I?
Right.
I got to turn those off first.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting in a pretty good position here, though. I was thinking unless he had a way to redirect stuff, and he just played well paid. So I said, oh, great. And then he also
Yeah.
played, I think that's the Spacer Cantina. Yeah, which is not limited, so he could do that. And then
hmm
he played the Stolen ATST. At least I think that's what that is.
Yeah, that's the ATSD.
And then I can't tell what the other one is. I'm like getting the glare there.
Yeah, I
I think it might
cannot
have been
either.
Nine Numb or something. I think that's what it was. I think it was Nine Numb that he played him as a unit there because then he was free
Mm,
with the well paid and Spacer Cantina discount. Um,
yeah.
and I said I was figuring that he wasn't going to be able to turn off Enforced Loyalty, so I was going to get it to go off and at least turn off Secret Weapons here.
hmm
And my big hope was that he wasn't going to completely lock down Mythal. So,
Well, Nine Nub, could he have put him on the ATSD as
uh,
a?
yeah, I think
Does
so because it's a vehicle.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't do that. Because Nine Nub gives a tactics, and you
Yeah,
can't stop the stolen ATST. Like he's basically immune to stuff until he's struck.
right. Well, I guess this gave him an extra unit out on the board too, since he didn't
Yeah.
have May the Force be with you out. So he was probably trying to think how he could at least get balance back here, which he certainly could do with Yoda if he wants to.
Yeah, but he has to worry about enforced loyalty.
Yeah, and I
So
think he just ended up passing turn. I'm like, okay, hold on, like because I thought he was going to attack, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll trigger enforce loyalty then at the end of your turn. Um, well, I guess maybe he jumped ahead there. I'm not really sure what he's doing. Maybe I thought he hit it with Yoda UC Yoda, so the dial's going to 3, and then I'm triggering enforce loyalty. So I think he just jumped ahead, and we just kind of went back through the whole
maybe he
thing.
just forgotten to do the dial click when he did the seek,
Yeah,
so he was
right,
fixing it.
right. So the dial's going to go to 3 here. Um, and looks like whoops, I discarded. I should have refreshed first. I forgot to refresh. I think Mitch actually
Discard
reminded me I
platform.
forgot to take stuff off. So
Yeah. Discarded a defense platform.
yeah, because I couldn't play it.
Yeah, you had no resources.
Right, and then I just played Control Room, so I'm at least getting some resources. And Mouse Droid.
Did you mulligan that hand? Do you
I
remember?
think I did mulligan my hand. I don't
Okay.
remember what I had originally, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to keep a hand if you don't have a resource,
and
especially
then
with Navy.
yeah, and then I'm playing the Nebulan Freighter.
I've started to like that guy more and more, as well as inexorable. I find that especially if you run it as a two of, that tactical planning is just brutal with that location out there.
Right. And I remember when I was thinking of so I did have to play 3 cards, but I wanted to try to actually focus Yoda somehow just so he couldn't turn off and force loyalty easily. So if I
Yeah.
remember right, I think I was weighing my options here. He had played out quite a few things, so I knew he didn't have a lot of cards in his hand either. And I was figuring if I can attack here and win edge, then I can lock down Yoda and I'll be able to take balance back between Mythal and the Mouse Droid. So, and I'm pretty sure that's what I ended up deciding to do.
Well, he only committed Yoda, so I mean, Mythal alone will take it back. You don't need the mouse droid to do it.
Well, I think Nine Num has 2 icons, if I remember right.
Yeah, but he didn't commit him, did he?
Oh, no, he didn't. Okay,
No.
so anyway, um, yeah, I wouldn't have needed to do that. And I actually just passed turn and let him
Huh.
do the damage to enforce loyalty. Maybe I have a fist or something.
No. Yeah, Mitch is always really leery about attacking Navy unless he can take out an entire objective at once.
Yeah,
He doesn't give you too many options to throw 2 damage back.
right.
I remember playing him recently, and I had 1 damage on all 3 of my objectives, and he's just like there were times he didn't even trigger when he took the force,
Yeah.
because he wasn't going to be able to blow up the thing to where I could throw it back
Yeah.
at him.
And he is playing
Playing
Falcon for 5. He's got a didn't have it well paid to make it cheaper. Yeah, I remember telling Mitch like the one side of his on the left as people are watching here that I kept getting a glare and I couldn't see what was there a few times. Like I guess the way his camera was
Yeah.
set with the light. I think we messed around with the light lamp a few times. He was trying to see if he could fix it and it didn't really help.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just the fact that I think his light source is coming from that direction,
yeah, I
and
think that's what it was.
it's just the reflection.
Yeah,
That's
so
what it is.
he moved it over so I can at least see Falcon 9 Numb's kind of hidden there now. But
Uh, huh.
the Nebulan Freighter does have 3 health, although Yoda could kill it now. Um,
Yeah. See, here's the situation where if you have uh, the tactical planning, the freighter's in no danger because even if he plays a twist of fate, you will still get to use it.
yeah,
So that's why I love having something like Chimera, defense platform. If they send in a main, like a 3 health guy that can potentially be one shot, and you have that location and fate card, that unit's dead. There's nothing you can do about it.
yeah,
It's whether or not you win the edge battle is irrelevant.
yep. So
Um,
I think he was trying to mess with his lamp again because I kept saying about the glare. I'm like, I just can't tell what you have there, Mitch. Sorry.
yeah, it's because it's at an angle. If it was
Yeah,
more overhead, it wouldn't be an issue.
right, right. And
Because it's reflecting at the camera, probably.
yeah, I remember thinking afterwards too. I should have committed my mouse droid just to have him back potentially to win win a cheap force struggle if I didn't use him.
Mm.
But you're right. If I have tactical planning, then it doesn't matter now.
Hmm.
He could bounce Falcon out of the engagement, so that's one thing I have to be a little leery about. And that's the bucket of bolts Falcon, so you can't bounce it to him, but it lets you move it.
Yeah, but you can still focus it. You can take it
Right.
out of the engagement, but you can still throw a focus token down on it.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if he really wants to, he shouldn't have too much trouble taking. Well, he already has Force,
Yeah, he's
so
gonna have Force unless I somehow lock down Yoda and don't and Mythil like keeps it,
yeah,
which seems unlikely. So he's sending Falcon and the stolen ATST in. I'm not sure what he's
yeah.
going after, but I would think I might redirect to Entrenched Defense because if I don't block, then he could blow up Enforced. I'm gonna block with the Nebulon.
It depends where he's attacking to. Is he going for enforced?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is, and it
looks
doesn't look
like.
like I redirected even. So I put an edge card in. He passed because he had edge one,
Hmm.
and I think that may have been a tactical planning that I just put in.
Yeah, I love having 4 of those in that deck, and especially because you can play them with gladiators too. I've got
Right.
one of the gladiator pods in
Yep.
there.
Yeah, I actually only had one Ed and Extrable in this deck, so it's kind of fortunate. So he had a
Mm.
4 total, and I think he had a target, and I had tactical planning, so I told him I'm going to trigger the Nebulon, or I'm going to trigger an Exorable, which
Mm.
technically will happen before his target goes off. And
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I ended up blanking, or not blanking, I ended up shooting Falcon and tacticsing Falcon because I
Yeah.
couldn't hit the stolen ATST anyway.
Yeah, well, and also that's why he put those 2 in there is because if he would have theoretically he wanted to strike with Falcon and then bounce it out, and you can't, and you waste your swing at the other guy who can't be hurt.
Right, right. So
So,
he did get the damage from the stolen ATST and the target in, so there's 3 on enforced loyalty now. So
hmm
the target
yeah,
came in
because
handy there.
right, because now still can't clear it off.
Yeah. So he's passing turn. The Nadal's going to go to 4 here, and he's got balance back thanks to Yoda. And he put a couple cards in edge there, so I think he might have 3 left now. So
Well, the only thing he played was Falcon before that,
right,
right?
yeah. So I might
And he put
actually
2 in Edge, I think. So yeah, I think he has 3. I think
yeah,
you're right.
I'm end up being a little aggressive here if I get something worth drawing. And he's only got 2 units too that I can. If I use the mouse droid, he'd have to focus Yoda, which I doubt he would do, or 9 to stop it, or else I'll get another card on top of it.
Mm.
So I should have some card advantage at least for this edge battle. And it looks like I'm weighing my options here. Yeah, it's a little annoying that I mean Yoda used to, but then he got out 9 cheap too with that good first turn. It's like more cheap
Hmm.
tactics was just kind of annoying to have to deal with.
Yep.
But at least I have 6 resources now. It'd be nice if I could draw some more resources. All right, I'm going to use the mouse droid, and he is going to focus 9 and I think I was actually kind of happy about that.
Yeah.
That made my decision a little easier because I was only going to have to worry about one edge battle and potentially locking down Yoda here.
Hmm.
Another unit with tactics would be really good.
Does he even have any twists in his deck? I don't think he
I
does he?
don't think he would have with that list. I mean, he would have really good edge count though. Um,
Yeah.
and then I
I
just
don't.
played Nita. So
Nita at least always pays for himself, assuming you play a ship right behind him.
right, and hopefully I'm going to. So let's see what I can play here as a capital ship.
Yeah, because he costs 3, but he can focus for 1, and he can
Yeah,
reduce by 2.
I'm playing the
Demolisher.
Demolisher.
That's quickly becoming one of my favorite units.
Yeah,
I actually made use of the pilot from that set too. Everybody says that thing is terrible, but I've actually had it work out to my advantage a couple times because it lets you throw 2 extra damage. At the end of the round, you put it on something like him where he's the 4 health unit,
right.
and you can end up hitting 2 different targets in one strike.
Yep,
You know,
exactly.
so or hit big damage on another one. or on a single target.
Yeah.
So
So I actually use both on control room to do this, which makes me think
you
I
save
intentionally
a
saved two resources.
resource.
I actually have two because Nita's got a
Oh yeah, you get
resource.
Nita still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got to think I'm going to swing here with the Nebulan and try to lock down Yoda because
Hmm.
I've still got 4 cards in hand. He's only got 3.
And now would be a great time for another tactical planning.
Yeah. Probably the one thing I don't want to see him have as far as a card in an edge battle would be if he had seeds, just because then he can lock down Mythal.
Mm.
But I put a card in. Yeah, another tactical planning, especially since I only had 2 in the deck, would be really good right now.
Yeah, that's really why I run 4. I love seeing the objective, and even if you don't, it's still a 3-pip edge card that a lot of the times is able to remove icons because there's
Yeah.
some you end up seeing rebel stuff
Yeah.
splashed in. You see, is that your tactical plan?
Yeah, so I had another tactical planning. He had stay on target and something else. I asked him if he had any pilots, but he didn't. So I obviously am going to swing first and focus Yoda down and do a damage to Yoda. So now his board's locked down.
Hmm.
Now I can't really, I didn't get any more tactics there, so I can't do a lot. But I am going to swing with Demolisher here.
Yeah, that thing can hit.
Yeah. And so I'll
Yeah,
be able to
it's like
do.
a mini home one kind
Yeah.
of. It's an extra damage
Yes, I'm
somewhere
not sure
else.
which one I went after first, but I obviously went after the shanty pole that only
Hmm.
had 1 resource on it second with Demolisher. I'm trying to figure out where to put the extra damage, and I put it on the other shanty pole.
I probably would have done that the reverse. Since you weren't going to blow it up, you'd have the 4 damage on the one that's going to be not usable next turn, because now he might double focus that top one since he knows it's about to go away.
Yeah, yeah, that was probably. I probably should have done it in the other order.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what I went after first. It may have been secret weapons. So, but I think I'm probably just going to take the force back here. Maybe even commit Nita just so I can have 4 on the force. Or I may not have. If I wanted to use his resource for something, I may not want to risk it getting hit with seeds.
Yeah, I mean, all he has to do is use Yoda, and he takes it anyway. It doesn't matter
Right.
if you add Nita to it or not.
Right.
It'd be nice if you had a tractor beam.
Right.
I don't know what you're saving those 2 resources for, other than that.
Yeah.
If you had a tractor beam, you actually could have blown up 2 objectives there with that
Oh yeah,
demolisher.
if I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I'm debating. Yeah, I guess I just passed turn. I just realized I forgot to flip the token when he had balance. I'm still in dark side, so it
Mm.
should be dark side. Yeah, now we realized it on mine. So Mitch's is kind of up towards the bottom of the screen, like where he was doing it. So it's kind of hard to see where his token is. I can
Yeah,
sort
I
of see
can
it.
just barely see the top of his
Yeah.
force flipper there.
So I still have Mythal. I've still got Nita. I don't think I'm gonna block with Nita though.
Probably not.
And he's got a lot of blast potential out there. And then what did he just play there? I can't tell what that is.
Is that Shuttle Tidarium?
I think you're right. I think that's Tidarium
Yeah, he
in
did
the
that
glare.
to me the other day, putting me a nub on it, and that thing had 3 focus tokens.
Yeah.
That was really annoying. He managed to get it right when I only had like 1 blocker, and I think he seeds him and then just locked my board down. It took me a while to get back into the game.
Right.
He had 2 objectives down before I really got into the game.
So I still have those resources open, but he's got a pretty decent sub here. He's still got 1 resource open too. So since he had double tapped Shanty Pole that one time, it left him with 5 still, but
Hmm.
he only chose to use one of the other Shanty Pole this time.
Yeah.
Let's see how he goes to attack here. So it looks like he's sending Falcon.
He's doing the same thing he did turn before.
Yeah, he's sending Falcon and the stolen ATST after enforced. I kind of wonder if I'll redirect this time, just so it doesn't blow
That
up.
At that point, it's kind of. I mean, Enforcer's not doing anything for you. Although if you don't block, he's gonna pull Falcon out and blow it up with just the ATST, so you'll still have Falcon to use.
Right, right.
So, because it's not the end of the world if he blows that objective up. Um, but you could, if you block with Mythal, his guys lose a whole bunch of their icons, and if you can win Edge, you got a tactics to throw out there on something as well.
Yeah.
You just got to worry about all the tactics he's got sitting behind there with Yoda and the shuttle.
Yeah. And the one thing I have to, the one thing I'm sure I'm trying to consider is I've only got like 3 cards in Edge, and I don't want Mythal to get locked down. But I guess it is possible I have a fist in my hand or something, so if that's the case, I might want to block.
Yeah, because you need to block with a unique unit to use the fist anyway.
Right.
Hmm.
Although, if he would still, unless I'd win Edge, if I block with Mythal, he's still going to take out Falcon. So I think I must have asked to see his discard. I think I was wondering about heats, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, how many heats did you play? Did you play any yet? Did you play any siege yet? And he hadn't. And I did decide to redirect to entrenched defense.
Yeah, see now, I mean, if he goes through, maybe doesn't swing with Falcon, and he makes a second attack and entrenched and gets rid of it.
Yeah, then it did its job, I guess. Because I think if I remember right, I'm trying to keep damage on an objective because I might have Fist or I might have Yularen in my hand.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to plan long term. I feel like if I remember right, I had one of those things in my hand. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe I had both for all I know. But that was why I didn't want him to blow it up and then sort of as you mentioned before, if he just wins, he blows it up and then he doesn't bother to attack anything else. So I can't use Fist or Yularen. And I might be letting this one go. I don't see any reason to throw Mythal in the way unless I really have good edge cards. Because he doesn't have any tactics out there, so my big fear is does he have seeds, probably. And he had a seed, so he's going to seeds Mythal. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, well, by putting Mythal in there, you would have reduced their blast, but you would have still had... they still would have had enough damage to kill Mythal, though.
Yeah, so now I think Mitch now was trying to decide, did he want to bounce Falcon out and then just send it after it again since I had redirected there? Because he technically could get more damage that way. Yeah.
So now you don't have any blockers.
Yeah. Well, I have Nita. You don't trust Nita?
Not as a blocker.
What do you mean? He's awesome. Look at him. He's just standing right there ready to defend anything.
If you had just Nita in there, I'd send Nudge in to attack.
Right.
Yeah, see, here comes some tactics for you now.
Yeah, that was a little annoying.
Is Demolisher is that thing elite? I don't remember.
No. Demolisher is not elite. And I don't have Might out, but I could use Might right now. So he's sending Falcon and 9 Nub in.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't send the shuttle as well. And just put a bunch of tactics on your board.
Yeah.
You still have Yoda for defense.
Alright, so he did put a target in, which was annoying, so he is going to blow up. I think I was looking there thinking, well, unless he has a target, he's not going to blow it up, but if he had the target. I think that was his last target in that deck, if I'm counting things right.
Well, he'd used both of them.
Yeah, and then he ended up focusing Nita, so... With Numb.
Oh, well then, I guess he's just trying to put... Yeah, because he's going to put 1 damage on with...
Yeah, he put 1 on with Inexorable, and he left Yoda back to keep balance, because he's tacked everything now.
Yeah.
So I managed to keep Enforce turned on, or not on, but out on the board with the 3 damage, so And he didn't lock down Nita or Mythal, so I still have some tactics there with Mythal at least. And I still have Nita's resource too, which I was kind of happy about. And I'm guessing I'll be able to use my mouse droid here too. And I just flipped up Might of the Empire, and I remember saying, "Oh, I could have used that before."
Yeah.
Well, my guys aren't elite now. I'm gonna draw up here. So Dial is at 5 now. It's kind of a slow crawl again. Yoda's just kind of hanging on the force because Yoda's good in any deck, as we all know.
Yeah, you need yeah, you can't win this turn unless you got the happy alligator from
Yeah.
Chimera set in your hand. Then you could blow up all 3 objectives,
Yep.
but um
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of blast right now because he got me locked down, so I'm not sure that's going to help.
right, but you do, like you said, you've got your potential Yularen and Fist and stuff that you can throw damage back at him.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to try to use Mouse Droid. Maybe I can. I figured he wouldn't. I think I asked him. Are you
No,
sure you don't want
not
to?
Yoda.
You
Yeah.
don't want to focus, Yoda? Come on. Just a Mouse Droid. He's not
and
scary
he
at all.
and he only has 3 cards in hand now.
Yeah, he only has 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
I'm playing another control room. uh,
Hmm.
yeah, I said I played another control room there. So
Oh, I thought you said something else there.
no, I guess I'm trying to think what to do now. I might be changing how I'm paying for it. I am. I'm putting both on Might instead to pay for it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you still got Nita to make your cap ships cheaper.
Yep.
Chimera would be really good right now.
Yeah, or even like a gladiator for 1 would be good right now.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know if I have any capital ships. I was thinking I had a Yularen or Fist at this point, but if I had Yularen, I would think I'd just play him. Move some of that damage off. Yeah, there he is. Okay. And I'm gonna leave the take one. Yeah, I'm taking 2 off enforced, and I'm gonna hit. Not sure what I'm gonna hit here. Looks like I put it on Shanty Pole. So both Shanty Poles have 4 damage right now.
Mm.
I remember thinking that, like you said, I wasn't going to be able to win even by blowing up all 3. I wasn't sure I wanted to flip up into a May the Force be with you. So I was trying to tread a little carefully here on how did I really want to do this.
Well, if you did blow up all 3, the dial would be at 11. May the Force would be irrelevant.
Yeah, I guess, unless he
Because
played
it
a
would go to
nudge.
12. Yeah, because it would go to 12 on your turn.
Right. And he'd only need to blow up 2, though. And
Yeah.
the Falcon's got some blast, and, he's,
Yeah, he's got some blast on the table.
right, he's already
And
got,
a fair amount of tactics as well.
right, he's got 4 blast. He could lock down my board, and if he just draws into a couple more, then he could win. So, because technically with unopposed, he'd have 6. So I was really trying to figure out what did I want to do here. And I think I made an unconventional play, if I remember right. As weird as it might seem. I've got Yularen, Nita, Mythal. Bunch of officers. Apology accepted could free up somebody. But,
You have 2 resources now, potentially?
yeah, I still got 2 resources potentially with Nita because I didn't use his resource. I also didn't get anything with a discount.
Mm.
So I only played the control room in Yularen. So I still got 5 cards actually because I used the mouse droid. So
If you had Tractor Beam, you could easily take out probably all 3 objectives.
right. The problem is, if he blows enough blast, he could just win. So I'm always so hesitant to try to be that aggressive. And what did he do here? I think he's playing Hidden Among Friends or something, which let him put a shield on something, and then I had to discard a card at random.
Yeah.
So I think he's worried I get locked down. So I just played him out, told him tell me which numbers. Picked two, and that was a moment of triumph, which actually wasn't going to do me any good right there.
Yeah.
I could have gotten rid of 9 numb, but that was it. And I would have had to lose Mythal and my Mouse Droid, so I think I might have actually had 2 moment of triumphs in my hand at that point.
Yeah, I think when I played against this deck, when he brought it over to my place just after this tournament, and I ran into the same problem because I was playing Navy against him, and I had Moment of Triumph, and I realized there's nothing out there I could really hit. All this stuff costs 3 or more.
Right, except for basically the nudge, and I guess 9 numb. So I actually, what I did there was, when he did that, I decided not to bother attacking. I committed Nita and Yularen, and so I took balance back 6-5.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to have 5 resources, well, potentially 6 with Nita on my turn. So, but I remember thinking I just wanted to make sure I could do everything I could to make sure he didn't win on his turn.
Yeah.
So he just played another Spacer Cantina, so the next first pilot card he plays will be reduced by 2, either as a pilot cost or the regular cost.
The thing you really got to worry about is when he draws that pilot Han.
Yeah.
Because that, being able to take one of your guys out that you're banking on using for defense, can be painful.
Yeah, Kian could be pretty bad right now too.
Mm-hmm.
Or red, blue 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
Something with lots of blast. I really did not want to see that. So, I mean, at least Mythal can stop some blast if I put him in the way, and if I win Edge, I could get some tactics.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to do the dance around here. Still trying to figure out what to make of this somewhat off-the-wall deck that I was not expecting. I said it was pretty good. But I said it had a pretty high edge count from what I could remember, which helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the edge bonuses with Tidarium and Falcon, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoda's got 10 pips. The Falcon has 10 pips. Shantypole has 9. I think Resistance and Rebellion has quite a few too, if I remember right. And
yeah, I don't remember.
Secret Weapons, I'm drawing a blank on because I know the Stolen ATST doesn't have any, but it does have a target in there. And Tidarium, I guess, has 2. Yeah.
It has that speeder bike too, which I think only has 1.
Right. And then
does it have the free resource, the like non-limited one that's discarded? Or no, I'm thinking a different set.
Yeah, no, it has the Hiding Among Friends thing.
Okay.
Which I think had 2 pips. So maybe it had 7, but still, there's 2 sets in there with 10 pips and 1 with 9, at least. So there was a lot of force icons to deal with. So Mitch is certainly taking his time trying to figure out what he might want to do on his attack.
Yeah, well, that little speeder that's in the secret weapon pod is also really annoying too. I mean, it has a white and a black, it has 2 white icons, 1 unit and 1 objective, but you can, instead of resolving those, you can put a focus token on the engaged objective so it won't free up the next turn.
Right.
So, and you can do that regardless of whether you win edge. So even if you don't get your icons, you can still use it to lock down an objective.
Right.
So, and with the considerable amount of tactics he has in the deck, it's not that hard for that guy to get through unopposed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yoda's more of a beast right now too. He's got 5 guns, so he could take out anything I put in the way. Not that I really care if he takes out Yularen, because then I might be able to play another one, but still. Yularen actually has 2 guns. If I win edge, I could shoot Yoda.
Well, that's why you don't attack with Yoda first, because you block with just Yularen, and worst case scenario, he kills Yularen.
Right. So he still left some resources open, which I know made me a little bit leery. Like, okay, why are you leaving resources open as you're going to attack here? So he's sending in Falcon, Tydirium, and the stolen ATST, looks like, and leaving Num and Yoda back.
And he is Edge 2 now.
Yeah. He's got Edge at least 2 if I defend.
Yeah.
So, he's going after an exorable. I think he's worried if I have another tactical plan and he wants to get it out. I don't think he realized at this point I only had one in my deck, and I've actually played both of them, but that's all right.
Yeah, he's probably just because you played them both already, he's probably anticipating that you have more in your deck.
Right.
That was more normal than unexpected.
Right. Yeah, that I got lucky and drew them both pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good early game for stuff like that, but then you just worry like you've burned a couple really good pip, high force pip cards in Edge, or you're going to just have a bunch of crappy Edge cards later. So.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm just trying to decide what to do, or if he's still deciding if that's really how he wants to attack. I can't remember. Because there was at least once or twice in this game where he started, he's like, hold on, let me think. So, like, he wasn't sure if that's what he wanted to do. And so I was just waiting to make sure before I did anything. Oh, I'm asking for his discard, so it must be, I think I'm looking for seeds again. And heats.
I don't think he's played any heats.
I don't think he's playing heats either, but I think
seeds.
he's played a couple stay on targets. I think he's played both targets and at least one seeds.
What does he have that has heat in its deck? In the deck,
the Falcon set. The Falcon has heat.
Does it?
Yeah,
okay.
That Falcon has heat. Falcon has heat. Secret Weapons has the target. Shanty Pole has stay on target. Yoda has the seeds, obviously, and Resistance or Rebellion. I don't know if that has. Does that stay on targets also? Maybe. Can't remember.
I think it does.
Yeah. So it looks like I'm going in with Mythal, and actually I'm playing Tractor Beam right now on the Demolisher, and I'm probably moving it to Tydirium. And I'm wondering if I'm going to block with the Demolisher, or I'm leaving him back for later.
The other nice thing I like about Demolisher is his reaction of dealing a damage to a not engaged objective. You can use that on defense too, so you can block with him and damage one of your opponent's objectives.
Right, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly why I was wondering if if he had used heats, because Demolisher has 4 health, and I realized if I tried to block and put in Demolisher, if he had a heat, he might kill it, so I wouldn't get it to go off. Yeah. And I only had one in my deck, so I didn't want it to die. So I did put a card in.
Did you block with Mythal?
I did block with Mythal to try to turn off a blast. And I played a twist, so okay, that wasn't bad. I got rid of a reassignment. And I had to put another card in since he has Edge 2, obviously. And I don't know what he had, but I had a fist. Oh, he had to stay on target. So I think I was trying to. I think what I did was I used the fist. I think I was trying to decide, did I want to blow up the Shanty Pole so he wouldn't have those extra resources?
Well, he's attacking Inexorable right now, isn't he?
Right. So I was taking one off Inexorable, I think. And then I chose to move it to that Shanty Pole that he hadn't focused yet. So Dial went to 6. And now I'll need 2 objectives to win since he didn't play Nudge. So I could actually win on my turn. And I was pretty sure he wasn't going to win now because I took away a blast from Falcon.
Well, you know what I with Mythil there, yeah, but you know what you could have done was free up Enforced. That would have forced him to, instead of an extra ball, that would have forced him to attack again or take a damage to all his objectives.
Yeah.
Then he'd have even less defenders.
Yeah, I think I realized that after the fact. I was just trying to make sure that if he bounced Falcon or something, I wanted to keep one of those objectives alive, I guess. So he still
Yeah.
got 4 damage in total on inexorable. And maybe I had another fist or something. Actually, I guess. Oh, yeah, 3. That's right, because I took away a blast from Falcon. So you got one from Falcon, one from the ATST, and then the one unopposed. So he still has 9 Numb and Yoda there, and I've got the Demolisher and Yularen. And now Demolisher is elite, so I'm not as worried about what might
Yeah,
happen
the
here.
dial's gonna go to 9, so you can win just by taking those last 2 out.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think he's trying to decide, does he want to attack, or is he? I mean, he's got balance back, but it's really not going to make a difference right now. He does still have 3 resources, but they're all smugglers. So if I somehow can kill Yoda, he can't Yoda you seek Yoda him back or anything.
Hmm.
But yeah, Dial's gonna go to 7. And now let's see if I can figure out a way to win this game. So I do have the mouse droid still. I wonder if he'd focus something if I try to do it or let me get cards. He's still got 3 cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess he only played. Did he even play anything last turn?
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah. So. And I
Okay,
remember at
well,
this point I was going through a lot of permutations in my head, like try to figure out, okay, how the heck can I potentially do this here? And I almost had wished I hadn't taken out the other shanty pole, other than I wanted to get rid of his resources. Um, just because it could have let me try to lock stuff down with the Nebulan. But now I can't just send something in after an objective to lock his board down. I've got to be able to blow up whatever I do,
mm-hmm.
either directly or indirectly with the Demolisher.
So that white icon on the Demolisher, is that a blast or a gun?
It is a blast. It's
Okay,
got
so he
2
only
black
has...
guns.
Right, that's what
Yeah,
I thought.
right.
So if you win Edge and you sent both him and Yularen at secret weapons,
Mm-hmm.
you could kill it with the unopposed and win
Right.
that way.
Yep.
But you're gonna have to win Edge to get rid of Yoda and 9 Nub to do
Right.
it.
All right. And I gotta think I'm gonna. I don't know if I might. Looks like I stepped away. I wonder if I had to let my dog in or out or something. Because sometimes it happens when we're doing this here. I
Yep.
think I was probably trying to decide. You know, I've got 5 resources plus Nita. I could potentially get a discount with Nita. So that, maybe I can get something out good like Chimera or something. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I might have been deciding did I want to keep my card or not. Because I still have 1 card in my hand I haven't drawn yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm drawing up now. Okay. Wonder what the heck that was that I was debating. Keep it, don't keep it.
Well, maybe it was a card you didn't want, but it still had decent edge pips. So
Yeah.
who knows?
So I'm focusing the mouse droid, waiting to see if he's going to focus 9 number. Let me draw a card here, since he's only got 3 left.
Hmm.
I think it's a bit of a tough decision. I mean, Yoda can certainly, do some stuff here, but Yeah, he let me draw, I think.
No.
So now I got 7 cards because I haven't played anything. He's got 3. But he's got 2 things potentially with tactics. I'm pretty sure he had played both his seeds, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and there's no twist.
Right. Yeah, at this point I was pretty sure he didn't have twists. And he didn't really have a way to free up anything, from what I could tell.
Having another Imperial Fist would be really good right now.
Yeah, it sure would be. So I know I'm just trying to weigh things out because what I want to do is somehow get enough blast in here to win. But he's got 2 freaking units with tactics. I said the one good thing is Yoda's got 2 damage on him already, or 1 damage on him already. So I can take out Yoda with either Demolisher or Yularen if I win Edge.
Yeah.
And with 7 cards, hopefully I could do that. Especially if one's a twist. I might be able to get rid of some of his cards here. And an Imperial Fist, like you said, would certainly help a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I kept thinking at this point that I probably had the win on the board, and I also that I probably needed to win this turn. That if I didn't win, he was probably going to win on his turn, because I couldn't see any way. The only tactics thing I have right now is the Nebulan. That I couldn't see any way that I could potentially stop him or lock his board down enough to stop him on his turn. Yeah. Now he's switching to the regular damage, maybe just because. Oh, I think I asked him. I couldn't remember if there was 1 or 2 on secret weapons. It was just kind of hard for me to see. So maybe he did that so I could see it better. So the other damage things. He's switching them all now.
Yeah. I've never liked those other damage tokens. They're just too hard for me to see.
Yeah.
So same with the focus tokens too. Those little black tokens. If you put them, if they're like sitting on the picture, kind of like where his is over the Tidarium. There
Right.
at the Tidarium, obviously you can see it, but if it happened to be sitting like in the corner where the picture's dark, it's
Right.
really easy to miss it if you just glance at it quickly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, if I remember, I think what I'm sitting here debating is I think I actually had Tarkin in my hand. And it might seem like, well, why don't you just play Tarkin? Except he's got 3 icons, so I was like, do I really want to play Tarkin? Like that was sort of the problem here. Do I want to play Tarkin? And I decided to play Tarkin.
Yeah, I think you gotta.
Yeah.
Because of the ability to blank Yoda.
Right, to at least turn the guns off. The problem is I'm not going to turn his tactics off.
Yeah.
So I still have 6 cards.
Yeah, if you can win Edge, like you said, if you don't think there's any chance you surviving the next turn, I think you blank Yoda and you just send everybody at secret weapons.
Right.
As long as the Demolisher gets to attack, he's gonna take out the Shanty Pole.
Yeah, so
he's got
looking
enough blast.
Yeah. So he wanted to see my discard, so I was showing him all the
Yeah.
stuff I had. Screed, the tactical planning's a moment of triumph. Tractor beam, twist, 1 fist.
Yeah, if you sent Yularen, Tarkin, and Demolisher and you won Edge, he's pretty much done.
Oh, yeah, because then I can
So.
just get unopposed with the other stuff.
Yeah, the only thing you got to worry about is that he's holding his other Yoda in Edge.
Right. Right.
Like you said, it's 6-3 card wise. As long as your hand doesn't suck,
Yeah, exactly.
you still have resources too. If you have like a tractor beam and could potentially, wake up something. Oh, you get the other, you get the Nebula too, who you haven't done anything with yet.
Yeah. All right, so I got Yeah, I mean, I've got 5 units so, and
And
6 cards.
Nebula gains an icon, an edge-dependent icon. So if you send him with the crew, he can gain a blast from the Demolisher, or a
Right.
gun from Yularen, or so that unit has started growing on me. I wasn't too thrilled with him at first, but
Right.
I've been able to make use with him a couple times.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm trying. I guess I'm trying to decide, do I want to deploy anything else or just go to conflict? And I gotta think, if we go to conflict, there's no reason for me to not blink Yoda's guns. Even like, there's just absolutely no reason at
God, I
all.
hope not. Yeah,
Yeah, I've got 4 resources sitting there. It's more a matter of where do I want to,
yeah.
which resource do I want to use? Like, yeah. So we're going to conflict, and I gotta think I'm blanking Yoda's guns.
Hmm.
So, so he's got a tactics, but he has no gun.
Yeah.
And if I win edge, I'm gonna hopefully be able to just kill him if he blocks. So, yeah, this was a pretty intense game here. Like I said, Mitch certainly caught me off guard with the combination of cards he used in this deck, and it's like,
Hmm.
um, and it definitely adds a lot of units with blast, but it's got the tactics too to potentially lock you down. The
Hmm.
targets, the heat. I mean, any fake card you can almost think of. And I was definitely glad he didn't grab Blue Nine or Kean yet. So,
Yeah.
if
Hmm.
if I remember right, I think what's going through my head here is I'm pretty sure I had another moment of triumph, and I was trying to decide: do I want to just do it before I attack and kill 9 Nub, or do I want to wait and see how he blocks before I use it?
Oh, I would definitely wait. Because even if he wins edge, you could use it then
Right,
before anybody strikes.
right, right,
And if you feel the need, you can just pitch it in the edge.
right.
So there's really, I see no reason to use it beforehand. Uh, you're not going to lose any units that are relevant at this point anyway.
Right. The only
But
thing I'm going
that,
to lose is the mouse droid.
yeah, but you're giving up a 2-pip edge card also
Right.
that you might end up needing, depending on what his hand looks like.
Yeah. And depending on what mine looks like.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I see no reason to use it before the edge battle.
yeah.
You've got 3 resources if you include Tarkin and Nita.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think I was debating, and I finally realized that I needed to just go for it. That I was either going to win here or I was going to lose on his turn. So it's a matter of, how do I want to do this attack?
I don't know that I would put Nita in there. What's he gonna
Now, I
accomplish?
think all I did was push up the things I still had free. I
Oh.
mean, yeah, I just brought Tarkin back. Trying to figure out how I want to do this here. Because I certainly have a couple options. I could try to go after Shanty Pole and lock stuff down. And I remember thinking he still hadn't played a heat, so I was a little worried. What if he had 2 heats?
If he does, you're in big trouble because you'll block with Yoda and then he'll tactics a Demolisher.
Right.
I don't know that I would have sent just him because he doesn't have the unit damage to kill Yoda.
No, he doesn't. Of course, I might be making him wonder if I have another tactical planning.
Yeah. Well, if he blocks with only Yoda here, for example, and thinking he can have 9 Nub for another block, then your moment of triumph will come in handy.
Right, right.
Um, but the problem is you need if he locks down the Demolisher, you can't get both objectives.
Yeah, I'm sort of stuck here that I gotta find a way to win this edge battle, I think if I
Mm.
win this edge battle, even though it's a bit of an odd attack looking at it here, again, that's partly because I don't remember what's in my hand. Maybe I had another twist or a fist or something, so it wasn't as critical.
Yeah, see, he's blocking with two here. He knows he has to win this edge. If he loses this edge, it's
Right.
over. So you might as well put both his tactics in there.
And I am playing Moment of Triumph to get rid of 9 Num.
I don't know that I would have done that.
So, well, I guess we'll see what I have in my hand.
Well, it's 2 pips you give away. If you win the edge, it's irrelevant anyway.
Right.
And you know what? With 9 Nub out there, doesn't the freighter gain? Does he gain only from your units or from any unit that's in the engagement? Do you remember offhand? The white icon he gains, because he could have gained the tactics from 9 Nub.
It's any unit. Yeah, I could have gained it. So I put 2 in and he put 1 in.
So you just took that out of there, so now he doesn't have the tactics.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I win, I can just lock down Yoda.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. And then you could have used the other one on 9 Nub if you had to. I mean, you gained nothing by removing him. You took out a unit, but you also took a tactics away from yourself.
Yeah.
And you lost 2 edge pips by getting rid of the card.
Yeah, I've put 3 in so far, and now he's put 2 in. I've just put a 4th in.
Yeah. You got to expect one of those he's got down there to be Yoda.
Right. And he's probably thinking, well, maybe, I don't know what Mitch was thinking here, but I think if I'm him, I'm thinking, did he just put everything in with a twist? Do I really want to put this last card in?
I've done that before to people.
Yeah.
I've had like 2 hands of 4 cards go in, and one of them is a twist.
Yeah. And I went all in, so I think he's all in. So we'll see what we have here. I had a bunch. He had a Yoda.
Yeah.
So let's see. I have looks like I have 11. And he had Yoda, and I couldn't see what else he had, but I'm pretty sure I beat him there. So whatever it was. I don't know if it was 11-9 or 11-10. So I focused Yoda down, and then when I attack secret weapons, Demolisher goes off and takes out Shantypole. So I was able to pull out. See, I had a tractor beam in my hand too, so I think I was trying to decide, do I want to save the resources to potentially tractor beam? And what I ran into then was, if he won edge, he was going to be able to lock stuff down before I could tractor beam potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So my 2 resource guys. So I was able to pull out the win in the first game against Mitch. So any thoughts about that game before we wrap it up here? This hard fought game that went down the wire there.
I mean, his deck is unique. I know he's since changed it a little bit. In fact, after, like I said, I played against it shortly after he played you here, and we went back and forth for a long time on possible improvements or ways to change it. But it was a really unique deck. That using a lot of stuff. Like, I know he really wanted to get things like 9 Nub on Tidarium and be able to put 3 tactics in 1 strike.
Right.
Out there. It's a lot of tricky units. I've always liked that secret weapons pod, but I've never really found a good deck to use it in. So, and it seemed to work just fine there. He just wasn't able to get through all of the tricks that Navy has.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly came down the end and it had me on my seat. So I was real fortunate, I thought, to win that first game there in our semifinal match. So then, I want to thank Mitch for recording the game and letting us do the commentary for us. So we'll kind of wrap it up for here, and then we'll be bringing you the other games from both my match against Mitch and the finals later, as we get done the commentary. So thanks as always for joining me for commentary, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, anytime.